Hey Brad Gang, I hope everyone's doing good and keeping safe. Penny stocks are a great way to double, triple, even quadruple your portfolio. Basically send your portfolio all green. If you're able to find those needle in the haystack penny stocks, I know the whole market right now seems red, but there's always a bullish market somewhere. And in today's video, I'm going to share with you two penny stocks that I believe are the needle in the haystack. They're below $1 at the moment. And I believe in the next coming months, they can potentially get up to $10, $20. You remember Digital World acquisition, the way it took off? These penny stocks have the same potential. So make sure you guys watch to the end so you can get the full benefit of this video. With that being said, let's get this bread. So the first penny stock that I believe has got a lot of potential and is the needle in the haystack is American International Holdings Corp. So ticker symbols AMIH. So AMIH is currently traded at 5 cents. And a little bit about AMIH is, if we scroll down, American International Holdings Corp is an investor, developer, and asset manager diversified across the healthcare supply chain. So the healthcare system is massive, and also the supply chain is massive. They're dealing with many customers. They've got so many different assets, etc. So American International, they manage these assets, they develop these assets, and they invest into these assets. So there's always going to be a need for the business. And basically the fact that they're in the healthcare system, there's always going to be a need for them. There's always going to be a need for the healthcare system. As a company, they're going to go from strength to strength. And right now, I believe they're heavily undervalued at the moment. So they're currently sitting at 5 cents. It wouldn't be long for this to get to $1, $5, $10. So one of the things I believe fundamentally could act as a catalyst is that looking at the form 8K. So an 8K is basically a form that's filed by a company to the SEC, just saying that, look, this is some additional information that we want our shareholders to know. So first of all, they've appointed Peter Jensen to fill the vacancies on the board of directors. So he's going to fill the vacancy as an independent director and also as part of the auditing committee. One of the things whenever I'm going to invest in something, I want to make sure that the company is being audited. So basically the balance sheets, etc., is being audited and looked at basically from a professional body, because that way it shows that, look, they have to be transparent as a company. They have to be transparent with their shareholders, their business practices. From a fundamental side, it really helps with business because it shows people that they're willing to be honest, or they are honest, and basically they have nothing to hide. So by getting audited, this is a really good sign. And also a lot of investors will start taking note. Eventually they'll start taking note, and of course Wall Street will eventually catch on to this, and people start investing into this company. And once they start investing into it, they're driving demand towards the share price. And of course, as demand is driven towards the share price, guess what? The share price rises, right? Which is what we all want. So this is the best time to get in right now. And by the way, I'm not a financial advisor. These are just my thoughts and opinions. But I believe this is the best time to get in right now because it's currently trading at 5 cents, right? And also by the time people catch on, it would start taking off. So if I have a look at the chart of American International, in particular having a look at the daily chart. So right now the price is in the range between 7 cents and 5 cents, and it's also below the 10-period moving average. So the trend really is bearish at the moment. So even though the price is in the range bound, but it's creeping up towards that 7 cents resistance. But the minute this price gets above this 10-period moving average, which is acting as a good dynamic momentum indicator at the moment. So the minute the price gets above it, it will show that the momentum is potentially bullish and also potentially strong towards the bullish side. Once this price gets above the 10-period moving average, I believe we're definitely on the way to that 7 cent resistance. And also, if we have a look at the volume analysis, so the volume is pretty much around this 10-period moving average. The volume has been quite high in terms of the bullish volume. It's been above the average. And if you have a look, this gap up where it basically gapped up and broke the 7 cent resistance momentarily, the volume is actually massive. It's like 3 times the average volume. So the volume was sitting at 954,000 shares, but the average volume being traded on a daily basis is 382,000 shares. So it was more or less triple the volume, which shows that the bulls are really trying to push this price even further up to break the 7 cent resistance. And I believe when the price gets to that 7 cent resistance, there's a high chance that it's going to break it. And once it breaks it, then we're pretty much plain sailing until it gets towards this resistance. So around the resistance of 11 cents. So we'll see what happens going forward and how the market would react to this. So penny stock number 2 is Freddie Mac. So ticker symbols FMCC, and it's currently trading at 94 cents. So Freddie Mac was chartered by Congress in 1970 with the public mission to stabilize the nation's residential mortgage markets and expand opportunities for home ownership. and affordable rental housing. So I'm sure a lot of you know who Freddie Mac are. And the catalyst, I believe, could send this price taking off, going from 94 cents all the way up to potentially $10, $5, $10 in the next coming years or even coming months, is that Freddie Mac prices 739 million multifamily K deal. So KF123, Freddie Mac has priced a new offering of structured pass-through certificates, K certificates, which include a class of floating rate bonds indexed to the secured overnight financing rate, SOFR. The approximate 739 million in K certificates are expected to settle on or about November the 4th, 2021, which is tomorrow. So the KF123 certificates are backed by floating rate multifamily mortgages with 7-year terms, which are SOFR based. So for those who don't know what bonds are, in finance, a bond is an instrument of indebtedness of bond issuers to the holders. The most common types of bonds include municipal bonds and corporate bonds. So basically bonds are effectively debt, right? So if you buy bonds, you're buying a company's debt, you're buying a government's debt. Whoever is issuing the bond, you're buying their debt. And the way it works is that they have different time scales. So you can get a short-term, mid-term, or long-term bond. The fact that they're doing a 7-year, which is a mid to long-term debt. So let's say you buy a bond today, you're effectively buying the company's debt, right? So there's some security towards buying bonds because it's fixed income. So you buy the bond and you're getting interest every year or every month or whatever the bond stipulates. You get interest. The fact that it's 7 years, you buy the bond today, every year for the next 7 years, you're effectively gaining interest. And the best part about it is that bonds, when you go to sell the bond back, you usually sell it for the same price or even higher than you bought it for. Bonds are seen as a very low risk. So the fact that they're issuing $739 million worth of bonds, a lot of investors are going to jump on this because they're going to be like, you know what, let's buy this. It's 7 years. I'm going to be getting interest on this. I'm pretty much going to get my money's worth at the end. To be honest, this is a great catalyst, I believe, So, and the fact that they're doing it through an indexed fund, this is really good because index funds, again, they're seen as secure funds, etc. So it's going to attract a lot of investors towards it. And the fact that they've aimed to close the deal by tomorrow, the 4th of November, this is really good because a lot of people are going to start jumping on it from tomorrow. I believe this price is going to take off, or at least start to take off. So if I have a look at the chart of Freddie Mac, and right now the price is above the 10-period moving average, which I like the 10-period moving average because it acts as a very good momentum indicator. And as we can see, the minute the price broke above it, there was a huge volume surge, basically sending the price from 74 cents all the way up to 92 cents. So this is what I'm saying. When the price gets above it, there's usually a lot of momentum towards it, but the price came back down to test the 10 moving average. So the fact that they've tested the 10 moving average and the bulls are saying, you know what, all eyes are on this 10 moving average, we're going to use this as an anchoring support, which effectively is what it is right now. So the price came back and it's retracing back up. And also the price in terms of pattern is actually forming a cup and handle pattern. Like it says, it's like a cup. Forgive my dodgy drawing of a cup, right? But so there's the cup, and then you've got your handle. So this is effectively the handle of the cup, and the cup pretty much curves a little bit around here. It's not really a classic cup and handle, but nevertheless, it's a varied cup and handle. So the way the cup and handle pattern works is that the minute the price breaks above the top part of the handle, seen as the resistance, this is seen as there's going to be a lot of momentum to push this price even further up. So the price has come down in a bearish trend, right? And the bulls have stepped in towards the bottom of the cup, saying that, you know what, we're going to reverse this trend. We're going to step in with a lot of demand. This price is really oversold. Whatever reason, they come in, and this sends the price heading back up. So you're effectively getting the right side of the cup, and then the bears try to bring the price even further down from that top point, and this forms the handle. The minute the bulls actually break above the resistance of that handle, this shows that potentially the bearish momentum has come to an end, and the bulls have really taken control of the market, and they're gonna really drive this price even further up. So if the price stays above the handle and also staying above the 10 moving average, I really don't see why this price can't easily get to $1.17 to test that resistance and could potentially break that resistance. So guys, I believe those two penny stocks are the needle in the haystack, and I can see a lot of potential within that. I've shared with you the catalyst that I believe could potentially send the prices up, and even on the technical side. But just remember, these are just my thoughts and opinions. Make sure you guys do your background DD on, look up the companies, Do your own research. Make sure you're happy with those if you're looking to hop on those investments. And my golden rule for these penny stocks, if you're looking to hop on board, is never risk more than you're willing to lose. Because with any investment, no matter how safe it may seem or whoever you're investing in, there's always the potential that you can lose money. There's also the potential that you can gain a lot of money, which makes investment really fun and exciting. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure you guys subscribe and of course hit that notification bell. Let me know in the comments below what you think of these companies and also what you think. Basically, are you hopping on board? Do you think they're going to go up? Do you think they're going to go down? Let me know in the comments below. Give this video a thumbs up. Let me know this is the kind of content you guys like to see in terms of penny stocks, and I'll continue bringing out penny stocks that I believe have potential. And that's it, guys. Thanks for watching.